Right. So recently, well, actually for quite a while, I've been finding out that people on Instagram and Telegram have been selling CP. So I proceed to report them anonymously. Okay. So recently, I made some very stupid, very idiotic remarks that probably definitely should not have ever made, where I said I was done, basically bored with reporting it.
By the
Or
way, your audio's off a little bit. Are you muffled or using some sort of a weird position on your phone? Because it's coming across a little bit muffled.
Oh, sorry, I can't. Sorry. Can you hear me?
That that's much better. Do you want to start again?
Yes. So basically, throughout my time on the internet, I see that people are predators, and they commonly find themselves on Instagram and also Telegram. So what I did over the past several years was report people anonymously for like CP, or at least them attempting to sell CP. More. And so basically speaking, as Instagram doesn't do anything, no matter how many times you report these accounts, they don't do anything. Same thing with Telegram. And so I took screenshots, right, to show to people so they can report these people to the FBI themselves. And I said some very, very stupid statements, such as the following. I said that I was bored, reporting these people. And the reason why I said I was bored reporting these people was due to my apathy, right? It takes a lot of mental damage on you to constantly see that these predators can have their entire accounts and whatnot, and nothing gets done about it. You report it to the FBI, you report it to the social media services, nothing gets done, and it wears down on you over time. And so I said very stupid statements in the context of that server. And those are statements that I think are morally reprehensible. If you see stuff like this, you are to report it immediately, right? No matter how depressed you are, no matter how you just like iffy, like just report it, right? How I know nothing gets done because their accounts still remain up.
Yeah. So then explain to me a little bit here. I've been on Instagram for years. You said you've been doing this for several years, right? I've been on Instagram and Telegram for years, right?
Yes,
I've
sir.
never come across child porn and people selling child porn on Telegram or Instagram.
Yeah, so actually there is a major problem with that, especially for example, if like for example, if you were to see in the comment section, right, people like if there's like a girl who is doing like ballet or dancing or whatnot, or just any kind of random video with like a kid is relaxing on Instagram, people would be predators and be literally giving out their telegrams in the context of their comments. It's a real bad problem, no matter how many times you report it.
I'm aware it's a problem. What I'm saying is I'm very aware that they're on Instagram. I'm very aware they're on Telegram. What I'm saying is I've been on Instagram and Telegram for several years. I've personally never seen any. Yet you've just happened upon you've happened upon dozens over several years. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
How
so
have you happened upon them?
yeah, how did that happen upon them? Well, simply speaking, when like a video comes into your For You page, for example, right? Like I said before, of there being families or kids that want to people post their kids on social media, what you will find is that people, right, in the comments, they'll say some pretty disgusting things about the parents' kids.
I'll interrupt again. I understand what you're saying. What I'm asking you is how is it you're stumbling upon them? Because again, I'm on Instagram. Lots of people in the comments are on Instagram. Lots of people in the comments are on Telegram. Why are we not seeing this? Why are you? Is it because your feed is accidentally being fed them, or because you're seeking them out? Why is it you have such a different feed than our feed?
Well, my feed is pretty normal, right? I
I
have
didn't say it's normal. I'm just asking you, why is everyone else saying they've never seen it, but somehow you've seen dozens? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Well, I guess it would depend on like the corner of the internet, for example, right? Like for example, right, my stuff is paleontology, but occasionally I'll get the like families and whatnot, and people be saying stuff like that, right? And it's
Okay,
like,
why are you following families, random families,
I'm not
and
following
young
random families.
ballerinas on?
I'm not though. If you want to,
Okay,
you can follow on Instagram.
why is your feed random families, children, and young
I'm saying
ballerinas?
the
I'm just
occasional feed, right? Right. And it's not my stuff that I'm seeking at all. It just randomly shows up. You find it
okay.
on.
So what you're saying is then you're not someone who ever seeks this out. What you're saying is your feed on Instagram just commonly brings these people to you.
These people are within the context in the comment section. Yeah.
Okay, why are you going
However,
into the comments section of random young families with kids videos?
to either comment about a random comment or to literally,
No, what I asked you is why are you in the comments on photographs of children? That's all I'm asking you.
I'm sorry, what was that again? Sorry, can you repeat it?
Sure. Why are you in the comments section of videos of other people's children?
So the reason because of that is simply due to like see random comments or to even comment myself about like the context of the video. For example, when people be commenting on like a kid's body, I would tell them that's disgusting and whatnot, and they should not do that.
Okay, but when you see a random child, right, someone else's child on Instagram, why are you even going into the Instagram comments? You have to actively go into the Instagram comments.
Well, do you know like how Instagram kind of works with the way that people have their videos and whatnot? Like for example, you can have like
Uh-huh.
yeah, so you can have like a family with like their children, their dogs, or their animals and whatnot. And people, when you click on the comment, either to make a funny joke yourself or to like even laugh about, you will occasionally see people be literally trying to.
I'll ask the question again. Why are you going into the comments and commenting on young children on Instagram? You're not really answering my question. Paleo, I'm not being in bad faith.
I know you're not.
I'm asking you a very simple question.
Because I just want to randomly comment. What else
Okay,
can I say?
I don't randomly comment on young children on
I
Instagram. I
comment
don't
on
get.
pretty much any single
Hang on,
Instagram.
let me interrupt for a moment.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't comment on young children's photographs on Instagram primarily, A, because I wouldn't want to, secondarily, because I wouldn't think it's appropriate, but most importantly, because random children aren't being fed into my feed on Instagram, so I never see them. And so I'm asking again,
Okay.
I'm curious, two questions. Do you have any idea or any thought as to why it is your Instagram feed seems to disproportionately be getting a lot of young children? And
My
why is it
Instagram
you have
isn't
an
disproportionately.
interest? Why is it you have an interest in going into the comments and commenting on the photos of young children? This is what you're saying, not me.
Okay. So one, my feed is not like but a young child. No, it's about paleontology stuff like that. If you want to, I can show you my exact Instagram. Right? Like it's not nothing to
Can
do
you
with
answer my
children.
question?
I am answering your question, right? You're
You
saying why
said
is my
you said
feed
you
shows up?
said you
I'm
you
saying
said they pop up, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm saying is I've never had random people's children pop up on my Instagram. Lots of people in the comments are saying, "Huh?"
I'm saying their families and whatnot, right? And people
Yeah,
be commenting
I
negative things
don't
about their
have that. I don't
families.
have random people's families and children pop up on my Instagram. I don't have that. Most of the people in the comments are saying the same thing I'm saying. So I'm trying to
Yeah,
understand,
I
do you
know.
understand why it is you are getting a lot of random children on your Insta? That's all I'm asking you. Like, I don't understand why you're getting angry at me. You
Well,
said it.
I'm
I'm
not
asking
getting
you.
angry. It's just that. So okay, I get what you're saying, right? You're saying why is it that kids are showing up on your For You page? So they're not showing up on my For You page. Like no, I'm saying when you comment on something, right, a video or even like a family photo, you're gonna like occasionally get like a picture or whatnot, or you get a video of like a random family. However, when you look into the comment section, people be making comments about people's kids, and you
I know.
report
And
them.
again, I'm okay. So, all right. So it seems like you don't have any explanation as to why it is you're getting a lot of children in
I'm
your
not.
feed.
I never said a lot. What are you?
You're
Why
getting
are
more
you?
than all of us. And then the next thing you're not answering me is why, when you're seeing little children, photographs of little children,
It's like videos of
why
their
are you,
families.
two-part question,
Okay.
why are you going into the comments? And then secondly, why are you commenting?
One, to report people. Two, to tell people they're disgusting.
So you are seeking it out.
No. right?
So
No,
you just
because what
said
you're
one
trying
to
to do,
report.
wait, no,
Hang
no,
on,
no.
you just said one to report people, right?
Yes, to report people in the context of the comment section.
So then
Yes,
you're going into the comments to seek out people who are pedophiles, correct?
to report them,
You are going into the comments in order to seek out the pedophiles. Yes or
to
no?
report them.
It's a yes or
That's a
no.
distinction. That's a distinction. No, because what you're implying, right, is that I'm seeking these people out to purchase or to endorse their behavior. No, I get these people reported. That's what you do. That's what the people on the line with the FBI told me to do. If you find people like this, you are to go to them and you are to report them. That's
So
what they told me.
you've reported dozens of these over several years. This is not something you've done one time, right?
Yes, I've done it on Kick. I've done it on like,
Hang on. This is not your first time reporting, right? You've done this dozens of times over several years.
yeah,
And you did say that you've done several just in the past few months alone, right? Which
via over the
means you see
phone,
a
via
lot of this
anonymously.
happening, right?
No, I see it occasionally. No, like no, I see it occasionally on all over different type of social media sites. Right? People try to disrespect me on
What? Can you
Facebook.
relax? I don't know why you're getting defensive, right? You've seen how I talk to people. Am I talking angry or hostile right now?
No.
So I'm asking you simple questions, right? You've reported dozens of these over several years, and you said to someone else recently, you've reported multiple of them just in the past few months, which means you're encountering a large number of these, right? And you're saying it's because your feed just happens to have a lot of families and young children, and that your feed just happens to have a lot of people who are commenting on the physical looks of young children. And you're going into the comments in order to be able to find those people for whatever purpose, good or bad.
To report them to the FBI or to report them
Okay.
to Instagram or Telegram.
So then you find these comments, and then what do?
I report them.
No, you don't. You do more than that, right? You look at their account, and then you look for their Instagram, and you look for their WhatsApp. You have a process. What's the
No, I don't.
process?
No, I don't go to the. I don't even have WhatsApp. So basically speaking, this is what happens, right? So when people be like having kids and whatnot and their stuff, I report them to the FBI or either report them to their like service. When they have a Telegram, right? What the FBI will tell you to do is to click on the information, see if it actually has right any kind of things that could be useful for an investigation. You take screenshots and you send that out. Right. That's why the FBI asked me, right, for my email. That way I can send them the screenshots of the stuff I told them about. Right. You're supposed to be able to show them all the information from your address and whatnot, unless you report it anonymously.
Okay. So, but how? Like, so you're not finding them on Telegram, you're finding them on Instagram, correct?
Yes, and they have their telegrams located within right their Instagram.
Yeah. So then you find the people who are selling CP in the comments of photographs of young children. You go onto their Instagram account. They will traditionally have a Telegram handle, and you message them on the Telegram handle. Yeah, am I correct until now?
To report to screenshot there's yeah like your stuff right there like
No, hang on. You can add what you want,
I agree.
but is that
I
correct?
agree. Yes,
If that's correct, you can keep adding. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to drop you, right?
Yeah, I get
Okay.
it.
So, and if you're worried I'm misconstruing it, I'm just trying to figure out the process. You
Okay.
find their Telegram handle, and then you reach out to them on Telegram, and what?
I screenshot their stuff. I then report it to the FBI.
Okay. What do you say to them?
I don't say anything. Really.
Well, you
In
have
fact,
to
like,
you
well,
have
no,
to
no,
connect
wait,
to
no.
them in some way, right?
So what you do is right. It will send you directly into like the person's like thing, and then they start commenting, and
When you say thing, does it take you into a Telegram group as opposed to a Telegram individual message? When you say their thing, what are you referring to?
takes it individual, right?
Okay, so it brings you into an individual chat with that person.
Correct. And that's when you take the screenshots of their username and whatnot and the stuff, and then you report it.
What stuff?
Right. So if you saw it in the context of the screenshots and whatnot, these people were literally trying to sell like all different kinds of stuff just from like the text alone.
So they have images of CP, they have menus of
well, like they have a menu of stuff like that. That's what you report to the FBI.
So what stuff are they showing?
There's no stuff that's shown. That's the information. That's what they show. They show that list and whatnot, and then you report it.
So you go onto their Instagram handle, you don't message a single word.
No, because they have their telegrams located within their stories, right? Then you click on it, then you it takes you directly to the telegram, right? And that's why. Have you filed a report about to the FBI about this sort of stuff?
Hang on. The Telegram, just to be clear, you can Telegram is similar to Discord in the sense you can have individual and group messages.
Yeah.
When you're saying it's taking you to their Telegram, I want to be clear. What you're clicking through to is a direct message to the individual.
No, their Telegram link. Yeah, it links directly to the direct message. Yeah.
Okay, so you link directly to the direct message, but you never say a single word to them.
No.
Okay, and then they do what?
Then they proceed to pull up their whole list. They're like, "Oh, here's all this stuff right here." And
Okay, what do some of the lists say?
did you see the list?
I don't want to see a list. Why don't you just tell me, generally speaking, not about the last incident? Because as I said, you just posted a video and you advertised to everyone in the world
I didn't advertise it. I show proof that I reported it because people kept saying,
Paleo, did you give the Telegram handle and the Instagram handle? Did you say it out loud to a person where you can go buy CP? Yes or no?
I told it to the FBI agent.
Did you put it on did you just make a video on TikTok, which I told you to take down, because in that video, you told everyone, here is where you can buy the CP on Instagram and
where
Telegram.
You can buy it. I was saying, here is the evidence of me saying I reported it.
Why did you include the usernames, Paleo? Paleo, I'm not... Do you notice my tone?
Yeah.
This is called accountability. Don't get angry at me because you fucked up. You fucked up making that video because you announced to your 30,000 followers, here's literally... So let's do the math, right? At what percentage of people do you think are Petridios? Just guess. It doesn't matter if you're right. What percent?
Maybe 10 out of probably out of 1,000. I don't know. Maybe
more. So if someone, Kenzie, I know you're going to be joining in a little bit, but Kenzie, if you can look up that study in Australia where they asked people if you could have sex with a minor and you didn't get in trouble, because it's over 10%, Paleo. 10% of adult grown men would have sex with a minor if there was no consequences.
That's disgusting.
Let's say it's 1%. Okay, you have 30,000 followers, right? So that means 300 Petridios. Best case scenario, right? Could be following your account, right? And you just announced to those people, here's the Instagram handle and here is the Telegram handle where you can go buy porn for 6 to 11-year-olds. You did that. Whether or not you meant to do it, you did it, right? And this is the problem you and Peterson have. You guys may think you're the good guys, but you keep doing stupid shit, right? Don't get mad at me for that. I'm not misrepresenting it. You advertised to your 30,000 followers, here is literally where you can go buy the photographs of young children. You did that. Now, you may not have intended it, but you did it. Do you understand that? Do you understand that, Paleo? Do you understand that you literally just handed the image of 6 to 11-year-olds to at minimum 300 Petri deos who may be following you? Not only did you literally enable the sale of CP, you did it while thinking you were the good guy. No, Joe. Do you have a response?
Trying to do the right thing to help children, and
And you handed children over as a result to Petri deos in order to be able to save your skin.
no, well,
Can I perhaps suggest that this is why it is professionals do this and not 23-year-old kids?
yeah.
Now, I want to go back to you saying why it is you want reporting. Because your reasons changed a lot.
They remain the same.
No,
So
they're
I
not.
told you, like, it was due to apathy, and it was due to
That was your
simply
first reason.
apathy and also depression. Right? It's the
That was
same.
not your second or
It
third
is
reason.
apathy. It was.
It was not. Your first reason was apathy. Your second reason was you're going to go into law enforcement. Your third reason was because of your frustration. Your
Yeah.
fourth reason was because you were suicidal, because obviously seeing images of CP is disturbing and can have a heavy mental impact on you. That was your fourth reason.
All the reasons are all correlated together. For example, right? So if you see in the context of the comment section, not the comment section, but see the context of the Discord, what you basically have is me
Discord or
being,
Telegram? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about my Discord, right? When I basically was telling you guys that, look, this person is like, oh, I'm bored and apathetic, right? Because I keep reporting these people and nothing gets done. So I thought that if I go into law enforcement and whatnot, and I even said that too, that I'll be able to much more be able to easily report that person or other people. Because whenever I used to report them anonymously and stuff like that, nothing gets done. Their accounts remain up. How can Instagram allow for kids to be exploited like this?
Well,
I'm
okay,
not
so
fine.
which is it? Apathy, or was it the suicidal ideation as a result of seeing the CP? Like,
All of
which
the
is it?
Yeah, you get apathy from having to report these people because you recognize nothing gets done and it leaves you depressed. So you try to do something about it
Wait,
by
it's
going to law
very
enforcement.
different, right? Because I understand getting depressed because of seeing images of CP. Because in my prior career, I know people who've had to do that, and it fucks with them psychologically. But you're not saying that. You're
I
saying your
am
suicidal ideation was due to just the frustration of reporting? Which is it?
reporting also the frustration. It can be both at the same time. You can have
No, no, no.
suicide.
You just did it again. Suicidal ideation over frustration,
I'm
that I'm not validating. You're saying Suicidal ideation, because you have to see images of CP, that's a real phenomenon. That's a very well understood thing. People need to take breaks. There's burnout from that. Those images get seared into your mind. They can really break a person. That's understandable. But you're saying it was from the frustration that people weren't responding? Which is it? One I give a shit about, the other one I don't. Like, which is it?
I'm sorry, see that one more time? Sorry.
No, because it's a little disturbing that, like, I'm asking really clear questions, and you're acting like you're not listening to them.
It's just that you're asking so many different questions all at once, and it's really hard to get.
I'm really not. My question to you is really simple. My question is, when it comes to this sort of, like, suicidal ideation, which I can have empathy for, I'm not a fucking heartless monster, right? I know that people who do this, they have serious suicidal ideation from the... When you see images of CP, when you see people doing things to children, when you see those images, they get seared on your brain, they can cause people to just lose all faith in humanity, and that can lead to real depressive disorder. I get that.
Okay.
But you seem to be claiming that it was due to the apathy and frustration that nobody was doing anything, that's why you had depression. I don't have any tolerance for that, because if you go into law enforcement, that's going to happen all the time anyway. So why were you suicidal? Which was it?
Basically, the reason you just described, right?
Which one? I asked both. Which one? And don't say both. Like, just be specific. Like, okay. I don't understand why it's so hard for you to just talk about this.
So basically, right? So when you are seeing stuff like this, it, like you said before, it sears into your fucking brain. And what do? Or it gives you intense depression because you know people in your life that have been abused, right, in that kind of manner, right? So it leaves you depressed when like nothing is done, and over time, right, you begin to develop this sense of, well, nothing's gonna freaking change, become pessimistic, apathetic, and just like there.
I don't like how the people in the comments are acting, because like, this is a serious issue, right? So I understand that. So it's the scene. Okay. So you're not lying to me. It's not just the frustration of the lack of reporting follow-up. It is more so the images of the CP that's causing the depression, because that I can validate or understand. But you were just framing it that I'm so suicidal because the FBI won't do their job. I don't have much empathy for that. But you're saying it's because the images are making you depressed over the long period of time that you've been doing it.
Yeah, like we see people like on like freaking Instagram, like literally like doing stuff like just literally having kids as their freaking it's
okay, I don't have empathy for that. Like listen. If it's because of the graphic CP, I get that. If you're claiming it's because they exist, like we all know they exist, right? And like I'm trying to understand why you stopped reporting, right? For you to stop reporting has to be a real big reason, because you had this information and you sat on it. And if you're saying knowing they exist or knowing that the FBI won't do anything, that's not a reason.
It is though, right?
So that's your reason?
Yes.
So your reason for not reporting it is because you thought the FBI just wouldn't do anything?
I've reported that account in the past. That account has been up like for a long time.
No, it's not, because you were asked why didn't you report it, and you said you didn't report it.
I didn't report this one.
No. You didn't report that one. I know. You just said you reported it previously. You didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You just went back. You just had 3 different stories in 1 minute.
I'll clarify. Okay. So these people, right? Their account. I reported their account previously. However, they had their Telegram up, right? I clicked into the Telegram, saw the information, and I was surprised that it was so like their account had never been released. So it's about a week. Talk to the people in the Discord. Say, yeah, I know that there's people who are doing this. And then I was wanting to give the information to so they can report it themselves. I even talked to the person like Sebastian and whatnot in the Discord, telling them that they want to report it or go to report it.
Paleo. I saw that you talked shit about the people in that Discord server because they didn't want to take the information. I just want to remind you, didn't you say that seeing the CP and knowing these people exist made you so depressed that you didn't want to report it? So why did you want to put that burden on them? They didn't choose that, right? They didn't want to start to know about this side of the world.
Yeah,
They didn't want to become a keto hunter, right? So no. But you shamed them because they didn't want to report. It's more so they didn't want to have anything to do with it, but they knew you knew. Why did you try to scapegoat them by making them feel like shitty people? You made them feel like they're to blame. You called them hypocrites. You called them snakes. You called them horrible fucking things. Because they didn't want to see the shit that you're saying you couldn't take. Why do you think they can take it? Why do you think they could take that?
You're right. Yeah, it was a stupid thing to do. Yeah. Like I'm just going to say this right now. I should not have put that burden on someone.
No, you didn't just not put the burden on them. You shamed them and you called them hypocrites. You said, "Look at they're clearly just being performative." Because if they really cared, they would do it themselves. They couldn't do it because they didn't seek it out, and they didn't want to see it. And then you blamed them and shamed them and made it seem like they were culpable for this staying up because they didn't want to take on that burden that they never wanted to take on in the first place.
Yeah, and that was a pretty crappy thing to do.
So you owe them a...
And I want to apologize to you.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Because I think a few of them are in the comments.
Yeah, if they want to, they can come up, right?
Sure, I'll bring them up in a few.
Yeah.
So then, let me ask you this.
Okay.
You have had suicidal ideation because of what it is you've been doing for several years, but you didn't want to report it because you're going into law enforcement next year. Why do you think you're set up? Why do you think you're equipped to go into law enforcement to deal with this kind of stuff when you weren't able to deal with it when you were a civilian?
I thought I was. It was.
You're still going into law enforcement. Like someone in the server literally said, "Dude, if you can't report this now, don't go into law enforcement." Your response was, "Too bad, I am."
Yeah, it was an arrogant statement of mine. Yeah.
So this wasn't a wake-up call for you. You're still going to go into law enforcement.
I don't even know anymore. Because, like I said, I don't know I can get my brain can mentally handle this.
Why did you tell them that you were going to wait until spring to do it? What is your thought process?
Just going to do it. Because whenever I tried reporting to people on Instagram and whatnot, nothing got done.
What did you think would change by you being an officer? You don't get to just choose what you investigate. You understand that, right?
I thought that was the case.
You thought cops could just decide what they could investigate? You didn't think they had captains that assigned duties to them?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I want to ask that again. You thought that rookie cops were just able to say, "Hey, boss, chief, this is what I want to go investigate right now," and that's how they let it happen?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
How long have you been looking into going into law enforcement?
About a few months now.
Okay, why did you want to go into law enforcement?
So the reason why I wanted to go into law enforcement, right, was one, to protect kids. Because growing up, what I saw was that people in my life, not going to name their names, right, were being abused domestically. And nothing was done about it. So I thought that if I went in to help protect people like this, then maybe I can make the world a bit better. And I know it's kind of a childish
Okay, and
belief.
you're abandoning that now. Why?
I don't know. I still want to do it, but I just want to get therapy so I don't have to just fucking.
I'm not. I'm going to be honest. If you're being emotional, that's fine. I don't know if you're noticing people aren't buying it. If you want to turn
I
on your
am.
camera, because hang on, I'm just telling you.
I
People don't think you're actually crying. They think you're making crying
if
sounds.
people think I am not crying,
So, Paleo, I'm not attacking you. I'm being as gentle as I can.
I
What
know.
I'm saying
I
is you
know.
may want to turn on your camera so people know. Otherwise, I'm just warning you, people aren't, they're not taking it seriously. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Relax.
I know. And I'll turn my camera in a bit, but
It's up
yeah,
to you. I don't care either way.
yeah. Like I'm not trying to look for sympathy. I'm just so frustrated with everything.
So, when you have reported these in the past, you said the FBI has told you what?
So what the FBI basically told me was that we can do it like anonymously, or that you can give like your information and whatnot. And I always reported anonymously, either online, or even on the phone.
Okay. Except this time where you gave your information.
Yes. So I will be following up a report with them. Yes.
Okay. By the way, where are you at home? Where are you right now?
I'm at home.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, what was your initial impulse? Because you're 23, you've been doing this for several years. Is that since the age of 19, 20, or is it 17, 16? Like, how long have you been doing this?
I'm 20. Why not?
Okay, so the past, okay, 3 years or so.
Yeah,
Why
3 years.
did you initially start doing it?
So why I initially started doing it was because I would notice that people were like this existed, really speaking, at such a level. Like, for example, if you were to go on like your Facebook or even like your Instagram or whatnot, you're just scrolling and you see these people, you're like, holy crap, right? You know, people in your life that have been sexually abused. Well, why not report it? So yeah, so you report it, and you're like, okay, is anything done? No. Or sometimes, yeah. Most times, no. It's like, why? Right?
Okay. And so, when you would contact the FBI, what did they give you in terms of direction?
So basically speaking, what they told me was after I told them like the information I had on the particular person, for example, they basically said that okay, you know that you can either give us your phone number, your name, or we'll just like what they basically asked me was like their username, like the information and stuff like that, and then they will be following up like an investigation on it, and like do I want to give them my number, my name, or whatnot, and I was like in some cases, yeah, but in other cases I'm like. In other case, I'm like, yeah, I'll just report anonymously and told them that, yeah, I'll continue to report these people if I find them. And they told me thank you.
Okay. And did they ever direct you to go to Telegram?
Directly, no, all they told me was to do is well, no, what they told me was if I have additional information, right, from giving my information, to report it for them.
Report it for them? I
Report,
mean, what I'm trying to understand is on Instagram, you have the literal Telegram, right? So
yeah, I
once you see
have
that,
the
all you
whole,
have to do is call the FBI, let them know
yeah, I
those, the
have the
Instagram
whole,
and the Telegram.
yeah,
So
hold
I'm
up the
asking you,
call.
did the FBI ask you to reach out to them on Telegram? You said earlier they did. I'm
No, I
just
never said earlier no. What I said was I told the FBI, look, I know that this person, right, is selling it's like trying to elicit or sell a CP, and here's
Telegram is like Discord, Edith. Go ahead.
yeah, like yeah. So I told the FBI, right, here's this information right here, right. I told them getting this because they're basically saying, okay, like what's the messages? Can you tell us what about? What's their username? And like he gives you information so we can follow up on you. I'm like, yeah. If and I have the
Okay, I'm going to
entire
ask the question again. Did they ever ask you or condone you connecting with the CP sellers on Telegram directly?
what do you mean by connecting? Like
You messaged the people selling CP. Why are you
And their
making
stuff popped
me
up, and I
seem like I'm
screenshot it
crazy?
and sent it to the FBI.
I asked you, did the FBI ever direct you or condone you reaching out and correcting directly with the people selling CP? That's all I'm asking you.
What? No. What they? No. What they told me was to simply report any additional information. And that was it.
Okay, but you took it upon yourself to contact the people selling CP.
To report it to the FBI.
But you did it out of your own initiative.
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's
Right.
not what you're supposed to do.
No, it is because when you see people,
Do you want to know why you're not supposed to do it, Paleo?
Tell me why not.
Sure. The FBI recommends that when you stumble across this type of information,
Correct.
that you report what it is you have. Meaning, if you
Yes.
stumble upon an Instagram, you give the Instagram handle. And if the Instagram page includes a Telegram, you also include that. And then they say stop. And the reason they say stop is because if you then reach out to the people on Telegram, you know yourself, right? Not only do they sometimes send menus, they also send teasers. And the FBI doesn't want you connecting with them because you're going to accidentally get teasers. It's unavoidable, right? And the moment you get teasers, that now means that you have CP, and it means that lots of people who are interested in CP can pretend to be pedo hunters, right? They can pretend to be pedo hunters, reach out to a whole bunch of people on Telegram, get a whole bunch of stuff because they're teasers, and then they can say, oh, I was just doing it to get more information to help the FBI. But the FBI specifically tells you not to do that because you're literally creating an excuse that the pedos use all the time. Did you not know that? You've been doing this for 3.5 years.
No, because when I reported to the FBI, they simply said that okay, we'll contact you, right, for like any of the information and whatnot, for them to like set up.
Did you hear what I just said?
Yes, I heard.
Do you understand why the FBI would always tell you not to contact them now?
But that's not what I was told. And
No. You told me the FBI never told you to reach out on Telegram, correct? You did it on your own initiative, correct?
because they wanted the information on the.
They never asked you to go find it, correct?
Correct.
So you, on your own initiative, decided to connect with the people selling CP on Telegram. You can keep saying for the FBI, but the FBI not only didn't ask you, their policy is for people to not do that. You're saying that they never told you that, but do you understand from a common sense standpoint why that is? Because as I said, what would stop Paleo, someone who enjoys CP, from pretending to be doing exactly what you're doing? What would stop them? What would stop them? We can't see you, so I don't know if you fell down, if you're angry, if you're upset. I'm just hearing grunts. Like, I don't know what that is.
I'm angry, but it doesn't
Okay, why? Paleo, without the visual, it's really hard to...
Look.
No, Paleo, I'm not getting angry. Listen to me.
I know. I know.
You're going silent at times when I'm asking these questions, and then you're making noises, and I'm just telling you, I'm not telling you what to do. Without the visual, I'm not understanding what you're trying to communicate, and I think people are getting very confused. So, like, either mute, maybe, when you're thinking, or turn on your camera, or or just stay silent. Like, it's confusing. You're hurting yourself because people are not understanding. Like, was that an angry growl at me? Do you know what I mean?
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I'm
you.
just warning you.
No, it's Irish. Listen, I'm not angry at you, man. I'm not.
I get it. What I'm saying is I recommend you either turn on your camera or be aware that like it's coming off weird. That's all. So what are you angry at? That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Is that
okay, okay, okay. I'm
sigh
sorry.
because you're
Okay.
exhausted with me, or like that's what? Hang on, I'm gonna request you put on your camera. Hang on, because like it's confusing. It's really, really confusing. Okay, so I just told you what I just told you, right? That what is it would distinguish you from someone who is actually someone who wants CP, who would just pretend to be doing what you're doing.
So the difference, right, is my intentions. My intentions is to report to the FBI, right?
But they
To
would be
report
the
you to
exact
law
same
enforcement.
actions, though, you understand.
What? So what?
They would be the exact same action. So, intent, we can infer intent based upon what people do, but intent is something inside your brain, right? We don't ever really know intent, right? And so your actions, the things you did, would match exactly what the people who want the CP are doing. The intent may be different, but the actions are the same, right? Like, you understand that's why the FBI tells you not to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in what way though? Yeah, as in you're exasperated, or yeah, you're having this huge realization for the past 3.5 years, you've been doing it completely wrong. Like, what does yeah mean?
So yeah, it means that I believed I was doing the right thing, and apparently, right? Apparently, I was doing it all wrong.
No, no, no. Don't say apparently. I want you to sit with it for a moment, right? Because to all of us on the outside, it's so obvious to us that the FBI would not want you to do that because of the fact that how can they tell between the good guys and the bad guys? They couldn't.
Well, they
All they'd have
could.
to go
All they have
on
to.
is trust me, bro.
Well, not really. If they literally followed up an investigation with you.
No, they would. Why?
What? What? Because it's an ongoing
Paleo,
investigation. It's a tip.
When did you find that guy? It was a couple of months ago. I think it was a couple of months ago when you first found that guy.
No.
Okay, when did you find that last guy that you did the video on just right now?
I can look at that. I think
Roughly.
it was
A month ago, 6 months ago, roughly.
no, like about a week ago. Give it
Okay,
time.
fine. About a week ago. So a week went by, right? When you did nothing, right? You found that account 1 week ago exactly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stop for a second and I want you to really think for a moment, right? Let's imagine that they were the FBI, that the account, let's call them John.
Right.
Let's say John on Telegram was the FBI. You've now contacted them. They've told you about and guys, in the comments, can some people give occasional trigger warnings? I just realized I'm an idiot. And so let's say John was the FBI. You contacted them a week ago and you reported it today. Now, I want you to imagine if John from the FBI knocked on your door yesterday before you reported it, Paleo. What would it look like to the FBI at that point?
It would seem indistinguishable.
No, it would seem or it would be indistinguishable.
It would be indistinguishable.
So, do you recognize that the only difference in your claim between you and the person purchasing the CP is because you're saying you were doing it for a good reason? Your intent, that's the only distinction.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you recognize that the law does not include that exception? Do you realize that it says, thou shalt not solicit CP, and there's no exception that says, unless I'm trying to help the FBI, or unless you're doing it for a good reason?
I didn't know that
Do
until
you,
now.
so you know what, and don't get defensive. I'm giving it an analogy. I'm not accusing you of this, okay?
I
You know
know.
what statutory rape is, right?
Yes, sir. It's when someone who's like an older adult persists to
Yeah.
prey upon a minor. Even
Well, no, not necessarily prey upon a minor.
they have intercourse with
Exactly.
a minor.
And
Yeah,
so you can be guilty of statutory rape even if you didn't know. Your intent's irrelevant, right?
correct.
And they do that because of the inherent danger that having sex with a child poses if you're an adult, that we want to kind of scare adults into taking that extra step, right? We're putting the onus on the adult because of the harm is so severe, right? And the government's saying, we don't give a shit. We understand you may have had good intent, right? We understand that you may have thought she was 40, right? We understand that you may have thought she was legal, okay? And it's unfortunate. Some good people who don't want to have sex with a minor will go to jail. And that's the price they have to pay because we're going to this extra length to protect children, right?
Right.
Do you understand that when it comes to CP and soliciting CP, it's exactly the same? They don't care your intent. Did you know that?
No. No.
So do you understand? I want to be so real in saying this. For the past 3.5 years, you have been illegally, federal crime illegally soliciting CP, even though you're saying you were doing it for a good reason. It doesn't matter what your reason was. And that the government doesn't want you doing that because A, you could fuck it up, right? B, because of the fact that you become indistinguishable from the bad guy. C, because they don't want these images just going around. There's lots of good reasons why they don't do that. The FBI never told you to do it. I guarantee you, if you told them a single time, I reach out to them on Telegram, they would have told you, do not do that. Now, the account that you reported today, the
Right.
first time you encountered that account was a week ago, correct?
Correct.
Great. So this is so simple. If the only distinction between you and someone who is actively soliciting CP for bad intentions is the intent to report, you told us about 30 minutes ago that you had already reported this account. So show me the
Previously.
phone call a week ago that you made to the FBI reporting it.
No, no. What I told you was that this person, right, not their Telegram, but their like, Instagram, has been around for a very long time. Now,
You said
I,
you
I
saw them a week ago for the first time. You confirmed it
yes,
multiple times, and you said you reported it previously. So I'm
no, I
asked,
didn't say that. We just agreed on.
nope. I disagreed with you. I said that in the Discord you said you never reported it. You said you had reported it
I
previously.
said I reported their account, not that Telegram, right, months ago.
Great.
Their
Where is the. No, 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 no. You said that Instagram account was the
yes,
first
I've
time you encountered
reported
them
it,
was a week
and
ago.
you no, I never said that, right? It's not what I
Yes, you
said.
did.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Okay, so then am I correct in saying you did not report that account in the past week?
Correct, right?
Okay. How many months ago? Remember I asked you how long
Yeah, but
ago
months ago,
did you.
right? So
Hang on, let me just finish. Remember I
let me
asked
finish.
you how long ago did you find that account? And I said, was it 6 months ago? Was it 1 month ago? And you said it was only 1 week ago, remember?
No, I said that Telegram, not that
The
Telegram
Telegram was
account.
in the
Right.
Instagram, Paleo.
Correct. That was taken down.
No. Let me help you
Not
out because you're
recently.
getting confused. The Instagram had the Telegram in it. It no longer has the Telegram in it. So I'm asking you, when did you first find the Instagram account? You told me a week ago. When is it you're now claiming you found that Instagram account for the first time?
Okay. So we can get some clarification here, right? I found that Instagram months ago. The Telegram itself a week ago on their account.
So what
That
you're saying is that Instagram account was up months ago, and
Correct.
it didn't have a Telegram account on it months
Correct.
ago.
That's what these people do.
Hang on,
Correct.
hang on. Okay. So, and then you reported the Instagram months ago.
Correct. And I was surprised
Great,
it was still up
great. So I just want to be clear. If you reported the Instagram months ago, why did you go back onto the Instagram page a week ago?
to make sure the Steve was gone.
Why? You've already
Because these
known
people are
that they stopped reporting, right?
what was that?
You knew that they don't do anything to follow up. So why did you bother checking out the Instagram account?
Because I had a change of heart. Maybe I wanted to go see. Actually, yeah. Because I wanted to get these people freaking gone. Yeah.
But then
At
you
that
went
point,
back
when I
on the
realized that their
Instagram.
account was still up, I was apathetic. I was like, you know what? I don't give a damn. I don't care anymore. Because these people are constantly doing this shit. So I just didn't care anymore.
Paleo, do you understand why it's confusing that you're saying I was so passionate that I went back a week ago to make sure it was down,
Yes, I'm
and then you're
literally
saying you
expressing
became
my emotions to you.
apathetic?
You're like not even understanding.
I'm not. I'm just trying to understand. So a week ago, you were so passionate to make sure that it was taken down, but then when you saw it wasn't taken down, you automatically became apathetic and decided not to report it.
Yeah. Do you
Okay.
want to know about music once again? What I told
No,
you?
what I want you to do is you're on your phone right now, right? Do you have an iPad with you?
No.
I want to message you something separately, not on this. Do you not have another device I can send you something on?
Uh, um, sorry, I wrote my bit. No, not right now.
Wait, I need to send you something. You seriously don't have a second device you can just pull up?
No.
All right. Well, let's do it this way then. The menu that you sent to Echo, which by the way, again, stop sending that to people. There's nothing beneficial that can come from you giving out the information for someone to purchase CP, right? So stop doing that. That menu has certain words in it. You should be able to right now do a very quick search on your iPhone, and you can pause, search on your iPhone for those words, and that should give you the date that you first found that screenshot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go do that, come back with the date. I'll wait. You can pause. And to everyone in the comments, maybe hop into my Discord. Just very quickly, have a peek at my Discord. Okay, what was the date?
July 23rd.
No, that was a week ago. Remember you said
Yeah, I
that
said a week ago, but that's what it says, July 23rd.
no, but remember you said you found that Instagram
Yes, a week
account.
ago. Yes, which is like 4 days ago. I consider 4 to 5 days to be a week.
No. Remember you said you
I said a
found
week
that
ago.
account months
Correct.
ago.
Correct, but the time date is literally July 23rd.
What? 2024.
Correct.
I
Correct.
thought you reported this account previously, right?
I reported their Telegram I haven't reported until now. Their
No.
Instagram
Stop.
I reported months
You
ago.
said you found this Instagram page
Correct. And their
months ago.
Instagram at the time.
So where
did
is the
not possess their
screenshot? What is?
Telegram.
Hang on. Listen, Paleo. Relax.
Can I? You
Relax.
cannot
I'm
listen.
I'm not being bad faith. I'm trying to understand.
I think you are acting in bad faith to some extent, right? I literally just
Did you
tried to
say
explain
you
this to
made a
you.
report months ago? Yes or no?
I report the Instagram months
Great.
ago.
So what I'm asking you is find the date you first took the screenshot of that Instagram account?
That Instagram, I cannot give you. I took a screenshot of that Telegram.
What do you mean
Right.
that Telegram was only added a week ago?
But the Instagram that I can't tell you, I took a picture of that Instagram, correlated to the Telegram to report it. The same
Paleo, I want to
time.
make sure I'm correct. You found the Instagram account, and when you
Months
found the
ago.
Instagram account, it just had horrible pictures. It did not have a
Horrible.
Telegram
No,
account linked
what
to
the
it.
Instagram had, right, was kids, right, dancing and stuff like that.
Stop. That's going to trigger people. Let's just call them bad pictures, okay?
Okay, fine. Yes.
In addition to
Bad
that, it
picture.
had no other contact information, correct?
Hang on. Yeah. Yeah.
No, Paleo, just stop.
Mhm.
When you first found the Instagram page, when you first found it months ago, it had the bad pictures and what else?
That was it.
Okay, great. That's what I'm getting at. And when you went back a few days ago, you saw they had added the Telegram, correct?
Correct.
I understand. Stop. But you also said that when you found the Instagram months ago, that you reported it months ago. Do you remember
I
that?
reported okay. I did not report that to the FBI because those images, like those videos and whatnot, right, on their Instagram doesn't correlate to CP. It correlates to like a potential like problem with like Instagram with underage people. So I reported for that reason, not because that's CP. It was then later.
Wait,
about 20
sorry, you
Well,
reported it for that.
Can I finish my
Yeah,
statement?
sorry, but start it again because I got confused. You said you
Yeah.
did report it or didn't report it? I'm so confused now.
Yeah. So this is okay.
Months ago. We're talking about months ago.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, months ago. Yeah, months ago, right? These people, right, and others were on Instagram.
We're only talking about this account.
Correct.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
this one account, right? So these people themselves had their account, right? I reported to Instagram, not to the FBI, to Instagram, because the bad videos and pictures themselves do not correlate to being titled on to the FBI because they were not CP, right? So I reported to Instagram, right, because they had like videos of minors. Okay, so I look back about 4 weeks, four freaking days ago, and I saw at their Instagram, it literally had right the
Okay,
Telegram.
how did you find the account again? How did you stumble across the account again?
So I stumbled upon it because like it okay because I basically searched it to see if it was still there after I thought it was removed
So you sought it out.
to see if it was still there to report it if it was not.
Okay. All right. And so months ago, then you never reported it to legal authorities, correct?
Because they never had a telegram or information saying that they were selling CP. It was just bad images and bad videos.
Okay. So can you? Thanks, Wolfie. Okay. And so when was the last time you made a report to the FBI?
Just today,
Before yesterday. Today it was. Before today.
before today, about
Roughly. 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, like roughly.
about a month, about like a few months ago.
Well, that's a big difference. A month or a few months?
Yeah.
No, a month or a few months ago. There's a
Hang on. I
big
never
gap
said a
there.
month ago. I said like a few months ago.
A
I
few
don't
months ago.
remember
Okay.
exactly when.
And
It was
you
anonymously.
you said anonymous. Okay. So I just want to be clear because it's a bit weird to me that you do both phone reports and online reports. Why don't you do the same way each time?
It's the same one each time. So the reason why specifically I did this phone call report was
No.
because
Stop.
people.
Stop. I don't care about this one. Forget about this one.
I mean, it's just
Ordinarily, how do you report to who do you report to? Is it only the FBI or do you call local police? Who do you normally report to?
I report to the FBI, and within their link, they have like children exploitation and whatnot for you to reach out to them.
Okay, so you only report to the FBI,
And the
and
crimes children, so yeah. Yeah, and available sources, yeah.
no, but it's through the FBI's page, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And do you always do it the same way? By phone call, by email,
No,
by
this is the
online
first time. No,
submission
this is the first time I've done a
anonymously?
phone call.
Sorry?
No, this is the first time I've done a phone call.
I understand. What do you okay, so you've never done a phone call before, so what do you ordinarily do?
I'm sorry? What I
What do you
report anonymously.
Okay, and is that via email? Is that via an online thing that you fill out?
Via online thing you fill out. You like they have this little thing where it's like you don't tell your own information. You just simply say that what you've seen, their usernames, their emails, like all that kind of stuff you fill out.
Yeah. So, and on there, you're not able. There's no option to attach images. I'm sure you're aware.
Correct. Yeah. There's no way.
Okay, but sometimes you did say they contact you via email to follow up so that you can provide the
No.
images.
That's only if you decide to include your email or your name or your address.
Yeah, but you said you did because that's why you take the screenshots. Remember?
Yes. Today. Yes.
What do you mean today? You took the screenshots days ago.
To report. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So.
Yeah,
So
but you said that
today.
you said for months that you contact people on Telegram, you get the screenshots, and then you
No, I
send the
never said I
screenshots to
contacted
them.
them on. No, that's not what I said. What I said was right. For months, I see people literally on Instagram themselves announcing their telegrams, right? And I report that to the FBI. So this person had their telegram in their bio.
Do me a favor. Can you open up your Telegram right now? If you can still hear me, what I want you to do is I want you to take a screenshot. I want to see your entire set of messages with this person. Can you send them to me on Discord?
Sorry. Wait, hold up. No, because no, that's a crime. Like you just said before.
Nope. You can obviously redact any CP images, right?
There's no images.
Okay,
Just
so
the
what's the
menu.
crime part?
That's what you're trying to allegedly claim, right? There is no
Are you saying there's no other text other than what it is you sent to someone yesterday or a couple of days ago?
Well, I didn't send a text to them. When you click on someone's telegram, it sends you directly into their DM, and then this person automatically responds to you, and they use text taking screenshots and everything.
Do me a favor. You have done all these Instagram reports. Can you go to your settings section, go to help, go to support requests, and go to reports and take a screenshot of all the reports you've done? Of all the reports you've done. Don't show them on the screen here because you would be announcing to people, right?
You said go to where?
Sure. I want to see all the reports you've made, and I just want you to send them to me on Discord. Don't ever share their names publicly because then you'd be announcing to people where to go buy CP, right? But you've been doing this for years, so you've done dozens. So I assume you've got at least several dozen reports on Instagram.
Yeah, like on
I just want to
comments
see them. That's
videos
all.
and stuff like that.
Sorry?
Yeah, like on comments and like freaking like TikTok, not TikTok, but Instagram videos. Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking about comments. We're talking about people selling CP. You said you've.
Well, no. Right. No, hold up. Hold
You
up.
said you've reported.
Wait. Because no. The comments themselves are the people literally.
No. The comments link them to their profile account. The profile account has the actual images and has the Telegram information. So I want to see the reports you've made on the accounts. You must have reported dozens and dozens of accounts. I believe you reported them. I'm not saying I don't believe you, Paleo. I just want to see for the record that you have reported dozens and dozens of Instagram accounts. That's all.
Okay, give me a sec.
Sure. Guys, if you can go to the Discord chat, please. Please go to the general Discord chat. For the love of fuck, please. For the love of fuck, can someone please go to the fucking Discord chat, please? Sorry, guys, just checking some stuff out for a moment. Yeah, that's not quite what I mean, Amy. Oh, Stephanie, you fucking gorgeous bitch, you. Oh, all right, now I'm in love with you. Only keep a record of every report you've made. It will literally tell you if you reported it for child safety
Yes,
issues.
I know.
Okay, great. So, and it goes back years. We have confirmed now that it does go back years. So, are you connected with me on Discord, Paleo?
I don't.
All right. What is your Discord? And I'll send you a friend request right now.
Paleo 23.
Paleo period 23 or just Paleo 23 all one word?
Correct. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great. So if you could send me...
log into it.
Say again?
Well, give me some time to log into it real quick.
It's logging into Instagram. What have you been doing for the past few minutes?
I'm trying to log into it.
I mean, it should be just...
Yeah.
It shows that you're on right now. I'm looking at your Instagram. Your Instagram's live. I can see it. You have your online activity on. You've been on Instagram for the past couple of minutes, Paleo.
Yeah, I have two.
Paleo, I just need to make clear, like, we are able to see your Instagram. It clearly shows you're
I
already
know
active.
you have two. Yes, I have two.
Okay. Well, I would have
One
thought
was for
you'd
my
be.
platform, and one that was linked up to my Facebook and whatnot.
Okay, which one do you use to do pedo hunting on?
My second one. I'm trying to get.
Paleo the Examiner? Which one?
No, not that one. No.
Okay, which one? And to everyone who is in the requests, please tell me if you're able to stay on because the people who are in the request, I want to come up. Oh, Paleo. Okay, there you go, Paleo. Did you swipe out?
Oops, sorry.
Look, here comes a consequence, consequence, consequence. Look, here comes a consequence is chasing me right now. Look, here comes a consequence, consequence, consequence. Look, here comes a consequence is chasing me right now. Don't you want the consequence, consequence, consequence? Don't you want the consequence is chasing me right now? Don't you want the consequence, consequence, consequence? Don't you want the consequence? Doobie doobie doo. Doobie doobie doo. Yes, Wonder Woman indeed. Shubidi, can you please give Stephanie a special role? Oh, Shubidi's already on top of it. I love it. Oh, sorry. Stephanie has been anointed Wonder Woman. Who's got the gorgeous bitch role? I want to be clear. I am not in charge of the roles. I'm not going to get in trouble for the roles. That is a Shubidi only designation, which I entrust to her. Oh, you got Stephanie, gorgeous bitch, and Wonder Woman. Huh, double whammy. Look, here comes a consequence, consequence, consequence. Look, here comes a consequence, it's chasing me right now. Look, here comes a consequence, consequence, consequence. Look, here comes a consequence, it's chasing me right now. Oh no, I don't want the consequence, consequence, consequence. Oh, I don't want the consequence, it's chasing me right now. Planet Peterson got fired on July 12th. July 12th is Orange Man's Parade Day here in Ireland. It's the day when the English march dressed in orange in order to be able to antagonize the Irish by trying to remind the Irish that the Irish were subjugated to the British for 800 years of colonization. Oh, Paleo's gone again. Sucks. To be fair, I have a real hard time logging into Instagram. It's a particularly advanced app that can be difficult to log into. I have had similar problems where it's taken me 10 minutes to input in my password. Oh, Lori, never. Lori, that's a shameful thing to suggest. Shameful. Absolutely shameful. And honestly, I don't think you're giving people a fair shake if you're going to be saying that. I don't subscribe to that. I subscribe to giving people a fair shake, and I think that Paleo has been given a fair shake. I think Paleo has been very honest and direct with us and forthcoming, and I'm looking forward to him continuing to do so. I'm sure he just switched out for a wee little bit. Penguin. Oh. Trailer, what do you mean? Is there two? Paleo. It's kind of awkward. It's not well timed. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm trying to like salvage something here, and like you just made yourself look real bad. Like real bad. Like real bad. I'm sure that's not like I'm really trying to help here, Paleo. And like we were in the process of finally about to get somewhere because I think we firmly established the only distinction between him and someone who purchases CP is their intent. And the intent is dictated by him reporting, right? According to his own idea. And so there should be reports. If there's not reports, I don't know, what would that mean? Let me think. If he didn't make dozens of FBI reports, let me think for a moment because this is complicated. If he didn't make dozens of FBI reports and at least dozens of Instagram reports, that would suggest his intent was not to report. And if we take away his intent to report, that would mean we're left with... I can't figure that last part out. What is that last part? If there's not dozens of FBI reports, meaning there's no way of proving his intent was good, that would mean... Oodles, I don't know the process of elimination means what? If we eliminate the evidence that he reported dozens of accounts, that would mean... Oh, got it, trailer. That would mean he'd be indistinguishable from someone who's seeking out and soliciting CP? Is that what that means? No, that couldn't be what that means. In the meantime, let's bring up some people who've been patiently waiting. And we'll see if Paleo comes back, because I think this was about as fair and as decent as I possibly could be in a conversation. Yeah. I hope you guys understand why I was keeping you. I think I need to handle this discussion in a very specific way. But if you guys want to shoot the shit while we're waiting for him to respond or come back, feel free.
I just got caught so bad.
Yeah. Caught? What? That would make it sound like I set a trap. What are you talking about?
Hey yo.
No, he got caught in a lie when like he brought up the date of when it was screenshotted, but then he said he reported it months ago, but then he said no, he reported it a week ago, but then he said no. Like he just kept going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Did he do that? I didn't pick up on that, Zaza. Really?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Is that earlier when people tried to talk to him and like do this nicely, he called them arslers.
Yeah.
He called us arslers.
That's funny. And we have it on recording, by the way.
Yeah, so there's that.
And his friends are in the comments saying that we're bashers and misrepresented. So.
We're not bashers. We're literally the people who were there. We were people in the...
Yeah, we saw it live.
So
I really would like to know, does anybody know this young man's name?
We can talk.
Oh.
I got you on that. But we don't dox here, so I don't want anyone to say names out here. And honestly, I'm hoping he comes back because you all were seeing things that I was not seeing. He was making it clear to me that he was a good guy, only doing this for good reasons at the direction of the FBI. What did you guys all think he was saying? What went over my head?
What do you mean?
I don't know. It seems to me you guys are implying that he made himself look bad up here. I didn't get that sense at all.
I don't want to be the one to start it, okay? I'm going to let everybody say it.
Could it be the fact that his lies kept changing multiple times?
Oh, absolutely. It could be the fact that he was sniffling and,
but didn't have any tears when he turned on the camera?
When the camera came on, all of a sudden that disappeared. All of a sudden that was nowhere to be found. I don't know if you really needed a tissue, I would have passed you one, but when you got on camera, the tears were gone. I was kind of confused.
That was because Irish wasn't noticing it, and he just kept making the noises to be like, does he hear me whimpering? Maybe he'll go easier on me. which he was going hella easy.
I'll tell you
Good.
this: the hardest skill as a lawyer that I still have never learned to learn is the power of silence. And you're right; he was not getting the reaction he wanted, so he increased the reaction.
Hmm. Oh, I have that part recorded. That's gonna be fun on video.
Oh, I think the part where he says, "I reported that account months ago," and then said, "Oh, I didn't report it months ago." I think that's going to be an
Also,
interesting
one of
The
the
video.
second
people.
Instagram part too was
Oh,
telling
the pivot
before he
from "I
dipped.
reported it to the FBI months ago" to "Oh, I reported it to Instagram months ago." Well, great. So there should be an Instagram report, right?
And then he
Also,
tried to
apparently,
backtrack and
guys,
say
we're
that
we're all getting sued, guys. That's what someone in the comments has said. We're all getting sued, guys. Sue
Yeah,
what,
what?
guys?
Gilski said we're getting sued
Yeah,
apparently.
we're all getting sued.
Maybe he can,
Call your
to enforce
lawyers.
it with
Sorry,
zombie
Iris,
who?
do you
love.
think you can represent me? Iris,
I
you think you
Yeah,
can't
can?
Irish, can
offer
you
free
represent us, all of
representation.
us?
You got me?
Please, all of us.
Is there, guys, if there's anyone talking shit in the comments, can you guys please bring them up?
Yeah.
Oh, I like
I'm not a
Kismo's.
mod, so
I don't agree with Kismo. I think this is Kismo being a little harsh. Kismo says, so many lies that Paleo could no longer lie about. Um, I feel like he
Yeah,
tripped
I'm also
over
not modding
himself
this
a
account.
lot.
I do
I
gotta
feel like,
say,
what's that, Echo?
Doctor Blitz is only going to be able to hold out for so much longer. I mean, we've got all the evidence on Peterson. We've got the evidence on Paleo and confessions from Paleo here. Dr. Blitz has been staying silent, just like Paleo was. It's only a matter of time.
Well, there's a guy on my page that, small world, I came across today who was an admitted P3DO who he was in my comments saying that, he had no remorse for the children that he watched on this EP because they probably enjoyed it because he did when he was a kid.
Oh my
So I went on his following list and guess who
God.
he's following?
Kids in
Dr.
zone.
Blitz.
No way.
He's following yeah.
Which is
That
crazy
blows
because
me.
Dr. Blitz doesn't know Paleo, he said. He's not even his friend, he said.
no, for real.
That's
He literally
weird.
said that
So,
I
they're
have
not
the
friends.
screenshot of him following him, and I have screenshots of all the weird comments where he was talking about the kids enjoying it. And he's
listen,
Okay,
actually what he was caught with was an infant, a 2-year-old.
okay. Just I'm going to be up for a little sec. Gotsky, we cannot send you a request, so you need to come up and do not lie and say that you're sending a request because you have not.
Like
So don't lie because
oh,
I
CPT.
can see when people send requests and you have not. So please don't lie. And we can't.
If they're
I've tried to.
private,
I have the
well,
he's not.
capability to send a request
I'm guessing is
for those who can get a request, and you can't. So either you have that blocked, or you're afraid to come up. So don't
I'm
lie.
guessing Goatski, you may be a private account if someone wants to check. But I have a question, right?
they're not.
Oh, they're not. Okay, so I think he's blocked because he's not. I don't see an option for me to bring him up. Here's my question. I did not call Paleo a P-Treatio. I did not say that Paleo is interested in CP and all that kind of stuff. What the fuck do you all think now?
Right.
Because like that
I
was
absolutely
not
think he
a
is.
good.
I absolutely think he is. I think he was seeking it out passionately for different reasons, and he never reported a single thing.
Agreed.
Does anybody have any, like, is anyone offering grace or good faith at this point? Because, like, I'll
You
keep talking
know,
to him if there's any other doubt.
you know,
Mm-mm.
is he going to come back or is he just going to run? I do know that when you're not in the app for a while, TikTok does kick you out. He may not even notice that because he's so frantic. But like, if he doesn't come back, there's no grace to be given if he doesn't come back. There's nothing else people can do.
Yeah, and given the way
Ask.
you talk to us
Yeah,
in that other live with the broskies and all that,
exactly.
and also the broskies are saying, "Oh, we wouldn't let him say slurs," but you absolutely
Okay, one
did.
second. Let me pull up the
Yeah,
video then.
yeah.
I'll just
Please
pull up
pull
the
it
video.
up. But yeah, it's
Wait, guys, I do want to point this out.
Stop,
wait, wait.
wait. Don't start anything with Edith at all, if that's
No,
what's
no,
going to
no, no,
happen.
no. I'm not starting
Okay.
anything with Edith. No. Of course, Edith and I are friends. But I just want to point out, if you see in the bottom, it's kind of cut off a little bit. But at the bottom there, you can see I can send Edith a request to come up on the live. Edith is capable of doing so. But with Goatski,
No option.
Gotsky does not have that option.
Guys, does someone want to very quickly check to see? By the way, I'm seeing you Astro people coming in. Listen, guys.
No, it's not put on blast.
Yeah, if you guys in the comments have more than 10,000 followers and you're in the STEM community and you disagree or are upset with anything on my panel, I'm asking you to just grow a set of balls. I'll drop every single person here and come up and ask me what it is you want to ask me. But moving forward, if I hear one of you spineless slugs in any way defending Peterson or Paleo, or in any way talking shit on my name moving forward, I don't give a fuck who you are.
Irish.
I'm going to make sure that whatever secrets you have and whatever mistakes you've made will be made public. So you're getting an opportunity right now to join and ask any questions you want. But I'm getting tired of you two-faced slime bags constantly coming into my lives, watching the evidence, and then going into other lives and saying you don't know what's going on. Now, hang on, Luna, before you say anything,
Yeah.
what accounts of Paleo's have just been deleted? Instagram and or his TikTok? Which ones are gone?
That's what I was gonna mention. That I saw that in the comments.
Well, I already grabbed
should be.
everything
You're
he
saying
was
deleted
following
his
on
account.
Instagram.
Which account is
So-
gone?
He's got a thing for.
So okay. So I want everyone to I can't keep doing this, right? He was on here on his main TikTok account, and all of a sudden he just deleted his
Instagram
TikTok account as we were going through the evidence. What the fuck more can I do at that point?
So I don't know what to say anymore, honestly.
I mean, he's made multiple admissions of guilt here.
Have these guys been reported to the FBI? I mean,
They are on Monday. I said I'm reporting them. That's why we got this call today, because I told, if you guys remember from Bunny and Zaza's server, I told you guys a certain thing, and I said I would report on Monday unless he started to talk to me. Yeah. And so, Shubes, can you post in the Gen chat just because there's too much going on? And so this was his opportunity to clear the air, and I don't think he's cleared anything.
Gotcha. And did Planet Peterson, what was the final nail? I've been gone for a couple of weeks.
Planet Peterson was fired on July 12th.
Yeah. What was the final nail in the coffin? Did something else happen, or did they just caught up to him?
Nope. He was just fired for what happened.
Good.
You won't let hang on, Goatski. What friend are you saying we won't let up?
No one's requesting Gotsky. Why are you
lying? No
lying?
one's in the requests.
No one is requesting.
Said that the friend was muted, but
okay. Divine. Someone called Divine Maharagon or Divine Trunks. I don't even see that person in there. Does anyone?
No.
No.
Okay, but I'm begging anyone in here right now who wants to be that goddamn devil's advocate. I was as polite as possible to Paleo. I didn't do any, I didn't come at him hard. I wasn't hostile. I wasn't rude. We were getting somewhere with regard to evidence. And when I finally got him to admit the only difference between him and an actual pedo who's buying CP would be intent, and that the only way to demonstrate intent would be by looking at the reports. And then when I asked for the reports, he dropped from the goddamn live and then deleted his TikTok. What is he doing right now other than trying to fabricate evidence or something?
I'm going to drop back down to the comments so Gotsky's buddy can come up if they do end up coming up. Just seems
Nobody's
like it's
requesting.
And just BS, but I'll still drop down so there's an open slot.
Dr. Blitz has been defending Peterson and everything that happened in Peterson's server because let's be abundantly clear, okay? I'm not going to let anyone ever forget this. Paleo linked the fact that he seeks out P. Tritios and that he seeks out CP, he linked that with Peterson's server. He did that, not me. He did.
Yeah, that was
And
weird.
Blitz is defending Peterson and everything that went on in his server. And here we have someone repeating what it is Paleo told them. And Paleo told them, if you look more in the center, where it says, and I talked to him, and he explained that's not what was going on in Peterson's server. Because apparently the conversation shifted from him, meaning Peterson, being Peterson being a Petritio, to Peterson having Petridios in his Discord. And Paleo explained that the entire point of Peterson having Petridios in his Discord, to do that was to actually report the Petridios who were in there. It was kind of like how Chris Hansen does it. Well, Chris Hansen actually filed police reports. Did you? And why is it Peterson's denying all this now, Paleo?
Was anybody else ever just creeped out by Dr. Blitz? I mean, just from the get-go, he was such a weird dude. And it was like everyone was laughing and joking, but he'd always be doing, and maybe it's just me because I have it irks me when people like do weird things with food, but he would always be making out with those chips of his, like sorry?
Oh no, I was agreeing with you. The way he ate Pringles made me so uncomfortable.
Right? Like he was doing something and he thought, I don't know if that was it's conspiracy, but maybe, was it a sign for something? Was it some kind of, but it was bizarre and he did it all the time and people always laughed it off and it was just like, no, you're weird, man. You're weird.
Hold on one second. Goatski, I will happily bring up anyone. You're claiming that someone is blocked. Who are you claiming is blocked? Name the name, and then I want anybody who's a mod to just go in the block list and unblock them. I just added him. Oh, Divine, you're the person?
Hello? Yeah, I had to go ahead and close something real quick. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm here
Yeah, what are you
to
up here
argue
for?
against your. I'm here to deny against your argument. I'm just here to pick apart your
Deny
brain
what?
about your argument.
Paleo.
Just here to pick apart your brain on your argument. So repeat
Which
your argument to me real
argument?
quick.
Which argument?
So
Argument one about the interaction with predators.
just to be clear, you're here to defend someone that is admitting to speaking with people that distribute CP and attempt to collect it.
Yeah. I'm here to break apart. I'm here to break apart your argument and why your argument would be fallacious.
So break it apart. Break it apart.
Fallacious.
Wait. Yeah. Your argument is fallacious.
So
Why?
break it apart. Hang on. Did mods just mute him? Guys, I don't want anybody to touch guests.
No, I got a phone call.
Okay, go ahead. What is it?
I had a phone call.
Break it
Yeah,
apart.
your argument's fallacious.
How?
Your argument's fallacious because you're saying that the interaction with people who distribute this is inherently bad, even though it is for good reasons. Under this logic, you are also interacting with someone who, you're saying Paleo distributes this stuff, right? So under your logic, you would also be a predator, right? Because you're interacting with Paleo who distributes this stuff, right?
Nope.
Yes, you are.
Nope.
Your verbatim argument was that Paleo is coercing CP or coercing child stuff out of. Doesn't matter.
Did you just combine two words?
Do you know what coercing is?
Do you mean
coerce?
Coercing is to convince someone.
Explain to me how is Paleo? Hang on,
Jesus
Swift. Let me get this. How is Paleo coercing sellers of CP to do something?
The reasoning, he's coercing them to give him it as evidence, right? The same way police coerce you to do stuff or to say stuff so that they can put you in a proper trial, right?
Do you know what the law is regarding the solicitation of child porn?
Wait. What you are doing is coercing him into what? Saying that, oh yeah, I did.
How did I coerce him?
You came into here saying, Jesus Christ.
How did I coerce paleo.
Your verbatim arguments, right? Repeat the arguments you made to Paleo. Your first argument.
No, apparently you're able to debunk my argument. I shouldn't have
Jesus
to repeat
Christ.
it. You know my argument, right?
You might not be tracking. Okay.
Wait, are you really the grand champion of the STEM community?
Not really, no. But anyway, I'm just...
Okay.
Not even me. But still, your argument being that...
Let's start here. Divine. Paleo follows exactly 11 people on Instagram, right? Do you agree that your Instagram feed is dictated by an algorithm that is tailored towards your tastes? Do you agree with that, Divine?